Problem 19. Among 238 cell phone owners aged from 18 to 24 surveyed by the Pew Research Center, 102 said their phone was an Android phone. A. Find a point estimate for proportion of the cell phone owners aged from 18 to 24 who have an Android phone. So for this problem, we know this problem will be in section 8.3 because the word proportion. And it said that 238, this number 238, they are making a survey and they collect the data, so that is the sample size is 238. So in this group, there's only 102 has an Android phone, so that is X. The notation is a part of it, so 102. To find the point of estimate in part A, which is P hat, is 102 over 238. And then you can use the calculator to calculate and get this number in 2 or 3 decimal places. But I prefer to keep it and use the calculator in GeoGebra. Part B, construct 95% confidence interval. So we just go ahead and plug in. The formula is point of estimate plus minus margin of error. So we just plug in the number plus minus and then 102 divided by 238 parenthesis 1 minus 102 over 238 divided by n, which is 238. And we need to find z from the confidence level. Confidence level that we have is 95%. We are using z table, so confidence level is in the middle. The leftover is called alpha, and we have alpha divided by 2 because the alpha is the tail, but we have left tail and right tail, so that's why we have the notation is alpha divided by 2, and that is 2.5%, and that is 0.025. So we go ahead and use the GeoGebra Classic. And we are using the z table, so I use the right side and it doesn't matter, we can use the left side, 0.025, and our answer is 1.96. You will enter this whole thing in the calculator, and this is how you do it. So I go to GeoGebra Scientific Calculator, and then I just go ahead and tap 102 divided by 238, and then I do minus first. 1.96 multiply square root. So inside the square root you have fraction, and on the top you have another fraction, which is 102 divided by 238 parenthesis 1 minus fraction 102 over 238. In the bottom we have 238. So this is exactly that we have in paper, right? So we just transfer that into the scientific calculator. So we got the answer 0.37. And then we just go ahead and go to the calculator, change to the plus side, and we got 0.49. Alright, so in proxy, assume that the advertisement claimed that 45% of the cell phone owners aged from 18 to 24 have an Android phone. Does that confidence interval contradict this claim? So before we answer proxy, let's answer properly in word that we are 95% confident that the proportion of cell phones, you will enter this. You will copy this. The proportion of the cell phone owners aged from 18 to 24 who have an Android phone is between 0.37 and 0.49. What it means is 37% and 49%. So we estimate the number, the proportion is between 37 to 49%. That is the population proportion. And there's an advertisement claimed that 45% of the cell phone owners. So the number 45 is in this range. So what they claim does not contradict this claim. So in proxy, because 45 is in this range. So we answer that the confidence interval does not contradict this claim. Okay. The confidence interval does not contradict this claim because 45% is in the range from 37 to 49%. Okay, so how do we do this problem using the GeoGebra? So you will click on statistic and you will choose the Z estimate of a proportion. So by default, they put in 0.95. Success mean okay, let's talk about n first. So n is the total sample size, is the number of the data that you collect, which is 238. And you remember you collect this number, but there's only one or two of them said that they has the Android phone, so that considered to be success. So one or two. Now you see that the lower limit is 37%, 0.36, about 37, and the upper is 0.49. Okay, so in the percent, that will be 37 to 49%. The last line, you see interval, that is the point of estimate plus minus the margin of error.